Welcome to another story made by Oracle 1. The year was 2187, and Earth was gasping its final breaths. For over a century, humanity had witnessed the steady decline of their once lush and vibrant planet. Oceans had receded, deserts had engulfed vast swaths of the continents, and atmospheric instability had turned weather into a chaotic tempest of punishing extremes. No longer did birds sing or bees buzz in harmony with blooming fields. Instead, the skies were filled with dust and ash, remnants of endless wildfires and pollution that choked the air and the hopes of those who remained. Governments had long crumbled under the weight of their own failed solutions. Economies collapsed. Wars broke out over the last remaining water sources, and scientists, desperate and broken, warned of inevitable extinction. In these dark days when humanity teetered on the edge of oblivion, the Council of Earth devised a final, desperate plan. One that melded hope with fear, a choice cloaked in mystery and sacrifice. They called it the Asteroid Lottery. The lottery was announced with a mixture of reverence and dread. Across remaining cities, in the last pockets of habitable land, broadcasts announced the opportunity that had captivated and frightened the world. A colossal starship, the Ark Nomad, was ready to launch. Its destination was an asteroid, one discovered decades ago but never properly explored. For all the effort and resources devoted to the endeavor, the asteroid's exact nature and habitability remained unknown. Yet the Council believed their survival depended on taking this chance. Each individual was given one chance to enter the lottery, and the winners, exactly 100,000 of them, would be selected randomly to board the Ark Nomad. The rest were left behind, a silent majority, bound to witness humanity's desperate gamble from a dying planet. Amara was 17 when the lottery was announced. She lived in what was once the Great Basin, now a cracked, sun-baked desert where her family eked out a living by recycling the ruins of the old world. Her father scavenged outdated electronics to trade for food and water. Her mother worked as a medic in the local community center, patching wounds and calming the desperate. Amara herself attended the final school in her town, a collection of tents and solar panels, teaching what little remained of history and science. The day the lottery was finally held, Amara was standing in the dust-swept square alongside thousands of others, their faces a patchwork of hope, fear, and disbelief. The selection process was broadcast live and had been engineered to maximize perceived fairness. Names were pulled from a giant holographic urn by an artificial intelligence designed to simulate randomness, programmed to avoid undue bias but still ensure a diversity of ages, skills, and backgrounds. Each winner's name appeared on massive screens accompanied by a vibrating chime as their family members wept or cheered. When Amara's name was called, it was almost surreal. Her mother hugged her tightly, tears streaming down her soot-streaked face. Her father simply nodded, his eyes stoic but proud. Amara did not know what awaited, but for a brief moment, she tasted the elusive savor of hope. The preparations for departure were swift. Over the weeks that followed, winners gathered at the launch site of the Ark Nomad, a massive vessel nestled in the remnants of a desert observatory. Constructed decades earlier for deep space research, the ship had been retrofitted for human travel and survival. Inside, it was a sealed microcosm of Earth, greenhouses, habitats, laboratories, and recreation areas designed to simulate home and sustain life during the journey. Yet there were more questions than answers. The asteroid's coordinates were fateful lines of mystery. The Council released only a minimal dossier, designated as 2748X, a small rocky body orbiting the outer edge of the solar system, roughly 2 billion kilometers away. Initial scans showed traces of water ice and mineral-rich soil, promising potential resources but no guarantees. The ship was equipped for months of travel at near light speed using an experimental propulsion system that bent spacetime in short bursts, but the journey time was still measured in months. Their destination might be inhospitable. Yet it was better than the certainty of death on Earth. Amara immersed herself in preparations, eager to contribute. She had always been fascinated by engineering and robotics, and aboard the Ark Nomad, there would be no shortage of challenges. She quickly made friends among the passengers, scientists, workers, children, elderly, dreamers, and pragmatists, a microcosm of humanity in miniature. The day of departure arrived under a heavy sky smeared with smoky clouds. Families hugged and clutched one another, grounded by grief even amid hope. The engines ignited with a gentle but powerful hum, vibrations pulsing through the ground and into every heart present. Slowly, the great ship lifted off, ascending through the ash-filled atmosphere to the vast emptiness beyond. Life on the Ark Nomad settled into rhythm. The artificial gravity, recycled atmosphere, and carefully managed resources kept everyone physically stable. Simulations and classes kept minds sharp. Still, the uncertainty gnawed at them all. What awaited at 2748X? Would this asteroid be their new home, or simply a tomb in space? Amara spent her days working alongside the engineers, maintaining the propulsion systems and monitoring environmental controls. One evening in the hydroponics bay, she sat beside a window watching stars streak past as the ship bent through space. Next to her was Alec, a biologist from Siberia, who had been fascinated by the asteroid's potential ecosystems or mineral compositions. The lottery was their last hope, but also their last test, Alec mused. If the asteroid fails to sustain us, this is humanity's final chapter. If it succeeds, it's a new beginning. Amara nodded, staring into the black velvet of space. I imagine Earth like a faltering heartbeat, and this ship like a lifeline. But I wonder if it's enough. Weeks melded into months. The ship's stretched-out community began to forge bonds that transcended their old lives. There were arguments, sadness, celebrations, and the eerie peace of being adrift in the cosmos. No one could deny a sense of strange beauty in the journey, a convergence of wills, hopes, and fears wrapped in a fragile bubble of existence. One morning, the ship's sensors detected an anomaly as they approached the asteroid. The readings were not quite as expected. The asteroid was not just a rocky body. It exhibited signs of complex geological formations suggesting an underground cavern system, possibly even pockets where liquid could exist. A critical discovery that filled the ship with cautious excitement. Landing preparations were hurried. As the Ark Nomad settled on the asteroid's surface, the passengers disembarked into suits designed to adapt to unknown environments. The ground underfoot was dusty with a strange iridescence, the air cold but breathable after filtration. Amara led a team setting up environmental monitors. Exploration revealed the caverns beneath were vast and lined with glowing crystals that pulsed faintly with energy. Pools of liquid water shimmered like mirrors untouched by the void's darkness. Microbial life signs betrayed the possibility of a fragile biosphere, one that could perhaps be nurtured into something more. Life here was challenging but alive. The asteroid was more than a rock. It was a seed waiting to bloom under careful stewardship. Over months, the settlers began constructing habitats linked by tunnels beneath the surface. Energy was harnessed from crystal matrices akin to natural batteries embedded in the rock. Food was grown in engineered soils enriched with asteroid minerals. Water came from ice deposits melted and purified. For Amara and the others, it was a baptism by fire. Every day was a fight against isolation, equipment failures, and the psychological strain of the unknown, but also a testament to resilience and the unyielding will to survive. Yet the asteroid held mysteries beyond the physical. Strange phenomena began to unfold. Some settlers reported fleeting visions, glimpses of past lives, messages embedded in the crystal glow, and a sensation that the asteroid itself was sentient. Debates erupted between scientists embracing natural explanations and mystics who proposed otherworldly theories. Amara herself was skeptical but could not deny an inexplicable warmth that filled her as she stood in the caverns, listening to the hum beneath her feet. Was this just the human mind grasping for meaning in isolation, or was there truly something alive within the rock? Months passed into a year. The colony grew stronger, leveling fear into purpose. Earth, now barren and silent, was a fading memory on data drives and in stories told during dark hours. The lottery winners, once strangers thrown together by fate, had become a family, guardians of humanity's new cradle. One evening, in the Central Command Dome, Alec shared the findings from their latest scan. The cavern's energy signature had amplified dramatically. "It's as if the asteroid is responding," he said. "Energy output is increasing in ways that suggest adaptation or communication." Amara felt a shiver run through her as she looked out across the glowing expanse. "What if it's not just a place, but a partner?" she whispered. "Maybe the asteroid chose us too." Her words stirred a subdued but profound hope. In the face of a dying old world and an uncertain future, humanity had found not just a new home but something greater, a chance to learn, grow, and coexist with the universe in ways never imagined. The Asteroid Lottery, once a desperate gamble born of death, had birthed a legacy of life. And deep beneath the surface, amidst the glowing crystals and ancient silence, a new chapter was just beginning. For more stories, like and subscribe.